Good morning, everyone. Acha. Today we're gonna start a new chapter. That is continuity and differentiability. Wait a second. Let people some join up. Why everybody is so slow today? Acha. So we are gonna start this new chapter, continuity and differentiability. Wait a second, people joining in right now. So before starting going through this chapter, first we always discuss an introduction of any chapter we start. So first let's go through the introduction of this one. So first thing, in class 11 you came across a chapter that is limits, right? Okay, you came to know about a chapter that is limits. Now one thing in that chapter, what you did is that we learned to differentiate functions like polynomial and trigonometric functions. So let's see how many of you remember. Acha, what is differentiation of x square? Differentiation you write like this, right? ddx. What is differentiation of x square, guys? What is differentiation of x square?
2
2
2x x and to the power 2x to the power 2 minus 1.
So that is 1. So it is just 2x. Okay. So the differentiation of x square is 2x. That's right. Very good. Acha, tell me, what is differentiation of cos x? What is differentiation of cos x?
Minus 1x.
Yes. Very good. I think now, yes. So people remember differentiation. That's a very good thing to know. So this we learned in class 11. Differentiation of polynomial functions and trigonometric function. Acha, last one. What is differentiation of c, where c is a constant? What is differentiation of c, where
10
it is 0?
will be constant.
Always constant. Differentiation of constant is always 0. Please remember that thing. Okay. Now, so that thing we learned in class 11. Now here what you will learn is, here we will learn to differentiate inverse trigonometric functions. Now we read the chapter inverse trigonometric functions, right? Yes or no? Now we will be learning to differentiate inverse trigonometric function. The next one, what you will learn? You will come to know about exponential function and logarithmic function. I hope you guys know what is log, right? Yes or no? In chemistry you have heard of pH value. So from there you can heard of a log, right? Understood? So those things now you will learn, logarithmic and exponential function. So let's start this chapter. So the chapter name is what? Continuity and differentiability. So basically there are two things. One is continuity, that's something else, and differentiability is something else. So first thing, let's learn about what is continuity. What does it mean by continuity? So before starting this one, we need to be very, very clear. I hope everybody knows about limit. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can anybody tell me, when does limit at a point exist? When does limit, suppose I say limit at a point x is equal to c. When can I say will it exist? When can I say that limit exists at that point? Nobody knows, right? When the left hand limit is equal to the right hand limit at the point. Am I clear? You guys forgot? Or do you remember now? Yes or no? Please tell me. So the limit exists at a point when the left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Yes or no? Guys, tell me. Now here what I will do is, here I will start. Wait a second, now people is joining up. Guys, please be on time. Now look at here. I will try to discuss this function. Can anybody tell me what is this function? What is this function known as? This is a modulus function, right? Yes or no? Acha, what does modulus function do? What does modulus function do? What does modulus function do? It makes everything inside it positive, right? So if I write modulus of -5, how much will it be? 5. If I write modulus of 2, how much will it be? 2. So no matter what you put, yes, no matter what you put inside modulus, you will always get a positive number, right? Clear? So let us define this function. Now fx is equal to mod x is defined as, suppose I say when x is less than 0. Acha, x is less than 0 means what? Guys, tell me. X less than 0 means what? Negative or positive? X negative. So when we have a negative number, what does modulus do? It makes it positive, right? And how does it make it positive? How does it make it positive? It puts a minus sign in front of that number. Everyone clear? If I have x as -5, then the modulus of x will be minus of x. Everyone understood? Yes or no? That's how minus minus goes away and I get 5. Okay? Clear? Understood? Now, if I have numbers less than 0, if I have for x less than 0, then fx will be what? Fx will be equal to minus x. Everybody clear? Why it's minus x? Yes or no?
Yes.
Acha, now tell me, when x is greater than equal to 0, what will be it? When x is greater than equal to 0, it will be modulus doesn't do anything, right? When x is positive. So when x is positive, it will just put x in here. It will put the same number in here. Everyone understood this one? Okay, so this is what modulus function is. Now my question is, check the limit at the point x equal to 0. So my question is to check the limit at the point x equal to 0, whether the limit exists or not. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Whether the limit exists or not. So in order to check whether limit exists or not, I need to do what? I need to find left hand limit and right hand limit, right? So let's do it. Can anybody tell me how do I express left hand limit as? Left hand limit is written as limit x tends to, left hand limit means what? Left hand side. And left hand side means what? 0 minus. Yes or no? Yes or no? Everyone clear?
Yes.
So now tell me what is the value of this thing? So fx is what? Fx is actually mod x. Fx is our mod x. Let's put, so is equal to limit x tends to 0 minus mod x. Now you tell me, x tends to 0 minus means what? It is less than 0. I am approaching 0 from left hand side. Look at here. I am approaching 0 from left hand side. So it means what? The number which you are getting, it is less than 0. So 0 minus is what? Less than 0. So less than 0 means what? Negative. And negative means what? Minus x. Okay. So in place of mod x, I will write limit x tends to 0 minus of x. Am I clear, guys? Yes or no? Understood? Now, directly you put 0 in place of x. Directly you put 0 in place of x. Tell me what you get. If you put 0 in place of 0. So left hand limit is 0. So what I got? I got the value of LHL. So LHL is equal to 0. Now let us find RHL. What will be RHL equal to? Let us find RHL. So RHL is equal to limit. Tell me, it will be x tends to what? X tends to 0 plus. Why it will be 0 plus? Now the value will approach from the right hand side. Okay, so here it's 0 plus. 0 plus means what? It is more than 0, but it's very, very closer to 0. So it will be 0 plus, and the function is what? Mod x. Fx is mod x. Now 0 plus means what? Greater than 0. And in greater than 0, mod x is equal to what? Guys, tell me. When x is greater than 0, mod x equal to what? Mod x is equal to x. Yes or no? Mod x equal to x. Now put 0. Now put 0. Tell me what you get.
0.
Can I say LHL is equal to RHL? Now if LHL is equal to RHL, then can I say that the limit exists at the point 0? Am I clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So that's like a revision. Now let's move on to this chapter. Let's go on. Let's dive into this chapter. So first thing, we are starting with problems. Okay. Before discussing this question, this chapter will start with problems. So first problem goes like this. Consider the function fx is equal to 1 when x is less than equal to 0 and is equal to 2 when x is greater than 0. Okay. Now let's start to draw this diagram. Let's start to draw this function. So fx, first you see this one. When x is less than equal to 0, it is 1. Acha, less than equal to 0 means which side? Less than equal to 0 means which side? Left side or right hand side? Left side. Acha, wait a second. Let me write those marking. So it will be this side. This side is less than 0, right? Can anybody tell me when... Let me write these. When x is minus 1, what is fx equal to? What is y is equal to? Think and tell me. Look, I'm again looking at you. When x is minus 1, what is fx equal to? When x is minus 1, what is fx equal to? 2. Where? 2. Look at this one and clearly you see. When x is minus 1, what is fx equal to? Think and tell. Array, x is minus 1 means what? Less than 0, right? So it will be 1.
1.
Yes. Now tell me, when x is minus 2, what will be fx? When x is minus 2, what is fx?
1.
Yeah, again 1. Minus 2 is also less than 0. So what we can say, for all negative numbers, it is 1. Yes or no? Everyone clear? Now tell me, when x is 0, what is fx? When x is 0, what is fx? When x is 0, what is fx? It is again 1 because you see equal to sign in there, right? When x equal to 0, it is 1. So what I will do is, I will have, if I have to draw the diagram, it will be a straight line like this. Do everyone agree or not? Do everyone agree or not? Yes or no? And this point will be 1. Okay? When x is or less than equal to 0, fx is 1. Do everyone agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, next side. When x is greater than 0, look at here. When x is greater than 0, it is what? 2, right? Now, how will I do? How will I draw this diagram? So now I have a marking at 2. So what I see is, when x is greater than 0, when x is positive numbers, fx is 2. So what I will do is, look at here very, very clearly. So it will be like this, right? But there is a problem. When x is equal to 0, it is not 2, it is equal to 1. So what I have to do is, I cannot join this line. So what I will do is, I will draw a circle in here. Hollow circle. Why I draw a hollow circle in here? Because at x equal to 0, at x equal to 0, fx is not 2, fx is equal to 1. Everyone clear? Have you understood this point? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we draw a graph. We need to be very, very clear about graph. So let's find out what is LHL. Let's see who can tell me how to find LHL. This one will be very, very interesting. So LHL is equal to what? Limit x tends to 0 minus f of x. Now 0 minus is less than 0. So which function will it be? Which one should I take? The first one or the second one?
First one.
First one, very good. So if I take the first one, the value of fx will be 1. So I will write limit x tends to 0 minus 1. There is no x in here, so I don't need to put anything. So the limit value will be 1. Everyone agree? Yes or no? Now, let us find the RHL. What is RHL is equal to? RHL is equal to, how much is that? Limit x tends to 0 plus, and it will be what? Fx. Acha, 0 plus is what? Greater than 0. And in greater than 0, what is the value of fx? The value of fx is 2, right? Yes. So let's write here. So is equal to limit x tends to 0 plus fx will be 2. So the value of this, I don't see any x. So the value of this limit will be 2. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Just tell me this thing. Are you clear about these ones? Yes or no? Guys, please tell me. Huh? Now I will explain what does limit actually means. Limit actually means is that, look at here. This point is our 0, right? And we are finding the limit at the point 0. So what actually means is, so if I draw a line in the left hand side of 0, and if I draw another line in the right hand side, everyone please, very, very clear. Another line I draw in the right hand side. Okay, this point signifies our 0 minus. This point signifies our 0 minus, and this point signifies our 0 plus. And this point is 0. 0 plus means what? More than 0. 0 minus means what? Less than 0. Can you tell me one thing? By looking at the diagram, when x is going towards 0 minus, fx is where? Fx is where? At the point 1. Yes or no? The graph of the function is cutting at what? At this point, right? Please tell me, guys, yes or no? Yes or no? When x is going towards 0 minus, limit, when x is going towards 0 minus, fx is cutting. This is the function, this is the fx graph. This line, 0 minus line, is cutting the fx graph at 1, right? That's why I got the left hand limit as 1. Okay, now look at the right hand side. Look at the right hand limit. When we have fx is approaching from the right hand side, when fx is approaching from the right hand side, from this side, positive side, so fx is cutting at which graph? At the point 2. That's why the right hand limit is 2. Can you tell me the limit exists or not? Does the limit exist at x equal to 0? Yes or no? Guys, come on. Does the limit exist?
No.
No. Why? Because left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. So look at here. At x equal to 0, LHL is not equal to RHL. The limit does not exist at x equal to 0. Am I clear, everyone? Understood? Okay. Now tell me. Acha, I have another question. Can you tell me this function fx, is it defined for all x? Listen carefully my question. Is the function defined for all values of x? Is the function defined for all values of x? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, the function. What do you mean by a function be defined? A defined means what? you see at the point 0 the function has a value that is 1. At the point x less than 0 the function has a value that is 1. At the point x greater than 0 the function has a value that is 2. So the function is defined for all values of x. Am I clear? Everyone understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So first thing we discuss how the limit exists, and the second we discuss is whether the function is defined or not. Understood? Clear? Now let's see the third point. This is the most interesting point. You see the graph of the function shows that there is a break. Can anybody tell me where is the break? Where is the break I am talking about? If I look at the graph, where is the break? At what point? At what x? There is a break in this graph. Come on, guys, tell me. At what point there is a break? Break means what? The function breaks at some point. Huh? At the point?
X equal to 0.
Very, very good. At the point x equal to 0, the graph breaks. Breaks means what? First the graph is 1, then suddenly it becomes 2. Right? And a graph is continuous means what? A graph is continuous means, so suppose this one is a graph. A graph continuous means it's going on like this. There is no change. If I have to draw a graph, I don't lift my pen. So a graph is continuous. Am I clear? We'll discuss that thing. Don't worry. So that is what a continuous is. So a graph is continuous means what? When I am drawing the graph, I don't lift my pen. So the graph is continuous. Now, if I draw a graph like this, then I break it here. I start from here. So it means what? There is a break. Just like in here. So in order to draw this graph, I have to lift my pen, right? Yes or no? Please tell me. Clear? So, understood? Okay. Now, so what we can say that the function fx is discontinuous at x equal to 0. Understood? The function fx is discontinuous at x equal to 0. Now, I told you what? When can a function be continuous? A function, just simple. A function can be continuous when, suppose I am drawing the graph of the function, okay? I don't lift my pen. The function is continuous at all values of x. Now, another one. If I draw a function, then at the point 2, it starts from here. So what I see, there is a break, right? If there is a break and if I lift my pen, so what I can say, at the point 2, the function is discontinuous. Yes or no? Everyone clear? Please tell me, guys. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you understood about continuous and discontinuous. That's why they are saying that the function is discontinuous at x equal to 0. Why? Because at x equal to 0, the function breaks. And why does the function breaks? Because at x equal to 0, the left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. I hope everybody understood this thing.